Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Michelle Francis again. I'm giving everybody an update and letting people know what's been going on. Today, I went to the last day of the XR rebellion protest in Parliament Square, Westminster. There was a young lady called Mervyn, who was a speaker. She spoke today, Thursday, that was yesterday, sorry, Thursday evening. Her name is Mervyn. She's a black woman, and she's from Leeds, basically, she announced. She said during her speech, which I quite commend her, it was a very good speech. She said during the XR rebellion protests in Parliament Square that all Black Lives Matter. I had a Black Lives Matter banner held up. And Mervyn shouted out, all Black Lives Matter. All Black Lives Matter. I agree. I assumed that's what Black Lives Matter stood for from the very beginning. You know, all Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. What I thought about when I came home was that what exactly, you know, what do you everybody, what do you think systemic and institutional racism is? You know, because the incident with George Floyd that kicked off the recent Black Lives Matter protests and marches all over the world, and instigated the start of all these statues of these racist people to be pulled down, these racist statues. It all started with George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd, the systemic institutional racist murder of George Floyd in America. And what came to mind was, it was a white man, a white police officer that actually stood, kneeled, shall we say, on George Floyd's neck for over 8 minutes. And it was his actions that actually killed our dear beloved brother, George Floyd. But what else was brought into the forefront, I'm sure most of you can remember, there was a Chinese police officer right there who allowed that to happen. There was a Chinese police officer there at the time of George Floyd's murder. Systemic, institutionally racist murder. This Chinese police officer didn't do anything to prevent that murder. He did nothing. And he did nothing. He could have prevented it. He could have prevented it. He did nothing. And then there was the cover-up, you know, the trying to cover up